noticing that you're actually having some more headaches, maybe some neck discomfort, and really wondering what you can do at home to help relieve those symptoms? Hey everyone, it's Dr. Heather here, and welcome to the Myofascial series, where we're going to look at kind of going through your whole entire body, starting with the neck. So a lot of us now are working from home, our home offices are not set up correctly, or maybe we actually just suffer with a lot of neck tension. Maybe we're carrying too much stress when we're running, when we're lifting, we're just over engaging our traps, or maybe you're just more prone to some headaches. So in this section on the neck, we're gonna go ahead and start looking at some simple and basic soft tissue techniques that you can do, essentially using a foam roller and a massage ball. Now, this is my friend, Mr. Super Skeleton. You know he's in all of the videos that I do. So remember, one thing that we're gonna be addressing, we're gonna be looking at our cervical spine here. We're going to be looking especially to here, which is our suboccipital muscles, which attach from the base of the occiput really right down to the first and second cervical spine areas. And then as well, we're going to be addressing our traps. Okay, so there are traps which are all along in this area. We're going to pay close attention to those as well, because a lot of times the source of our headaches is coming from the traps. You know, they're creating that tension that we're feeling really at the base of that occiput. So we do want to go ahead and we want to relieve that. All right, so like I said, this is the beginning of our 8-part series where we're starting to break down the body. So do go ahead and check out all 8 videos. So this way you have a clear understanding on how you can do myofascial work really well, and simple and basic things that you can use at home, from a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, like I said, a massage ball, foam rolling, and all those fun things. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna head down onto the floor and we're gonna go ahead and address our neck. Come down onto my roller. I've placed my head onto the roller so that the base of my skull is nicely pressing onto the roller. If you do have a roller that has more of the nodules on it, some more of the grooves, you will feel that pressure point being hit a little bit more. Now from here, I can do some nice, easy kind of chin rocks like so. You can see the roller moving slightly underneath my head, and all I'm doing is just making a nice little kind of friction massage underneath the base of the skull, trying to attack those trigger points. Now from here, if we pretend that the nose is at noon, and essentially we're going off to the side is 2, and then the other side is 11, we can take our nose and gently, while adding pressure against the roller, bringing our nose to 2 o'clock, back to noon, and then off to 11. So what you're doing is you're just nice and easy creating a nice kind of rotational motion going while you're putting some additional pressure onto the roller in that particular area. Now the next thing to do is we want to start really kind of looking at the trap itself. Now the best way to kind of get the trap is to first, and we're going to go over this in the shoulder video as well, is to first kind of stretch out the pectoral area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our roller and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it long ways. So this is where having a roller that's longer is just going to come in a little bit more handy, because there are some times where you can use it in the long way. So now for here, before we even start soft tissuing out our traps, it is actually a really good idea to just kind of let the arms hang here, palms facing up, and opening up that chest wall and kind of just allowing for the pectoral muscle just to relax all the way. Now, when you are starting to do the soft tissue work in the trap, it isn't just necessarily upper trap, but you're going to want to get into the mid portion of the trap as well, which sits right at the scap kind of area. There's a bony landmark known as the spine of the scapula. It's kind of right where the mid trap sits, and if you're in this position, and you might feel like some little bits of knots kind of just along that area of your scapula, that's probably just hitting a little bit of the mid trap. You could go ahead in this position, just hold your arms like this and just gently rock side to side as well. Now, when we really work on the traps, we're going to want to use our massage ball. So now I'm going to take my massage ball and I'm going to essentially place it right about here on the floor. If you can't seem to get to it on the floor, the other area you could do The other place you could do this is actually up against a wall. So for today's video, we're going to show you kind of down on the floor. So here I go, I'm coming down onto the ground, taking the ball, placing it right up there. What I'm going to do is bring my arm over, and then I'm going to lift my hips up, allowing for pressure to go right into that upper trap section. And again, if it's hard to do on the floor, like I said, you could go ahead and do this up against the wall. Simple, basic things that you can do to help really alleviate this neck discomfort that you might be having using a foam roller or a massage ball. Now, do check out the next video where we start to go more into the mid-back, into this zone, where we're really going to start looking at the traps and starting to get into that subscapular area as well. And then from there, we're going to focus in a little bit more on the front part of the shoulder. So guys, like as always, if you found value in this short little video on how to relieve and how to use some myofascial techniques to help kind of with that neck discomfort, go ahead, click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so today. And as always, if you're having particular symptoms or any condition or pain symptoms that you would like answered, please drop some comments down below. I'm happy to help all of my subscribers out. All right, everyone, I'll see you in the next video.